is going to try this, and it will be a 60, let's call it 63-yard attempt. Spotted at the Bronco 47-yard line. Snap a little high. Elam's kick. Oh, the line drive. It's got enough distance.
What is good, everybody? My name is Rhett Johnson. I'm joined by my brother Ian from a long distance away. This is the Long Distance Kicks podcast. This is our spring podcast edition.
It's been a long distance between the last episode and this one. I'll say that.
We've been leaning too far into the bit. But I hope that you all had a very productive late winter, early spring, a great off season, and it's time for us to get back on that old horse and ride, Ian. So let's get into it a little bit, because on of all things, on my birthday, on my 32nd birthday, I was gifted a
Which, by the
new
way,
wide
was
receiver.
a calendar month ago, by the way.
A full calendar month ago. When this podcast was already late in coming out, the Denver Broncos trade a first round pick and like other negligible stuff back and forth for Jalen Waddle from the Miami Dolphins. Ian, give me your initial take on this trade that happened a month ago.
Yeah, well, I don't like to jump to immediate conclusions. It's a great move, man. We talk a lot about, like, not just us, but like a lot of Broncos fans. I think the consensus was, well, what do you want to do with pick 30? Well, ideally, we're not picking at pick 30 because we have moved that pick for some kind of offensive weapon that is a needle mover. And that's what we got in Waddle. I had a few friends in town tell me, like, oh, so you guys kind of gave up a king's ransom for Jalen Waddle, huh? And I was like, well, not really. So essentially we gave up a first and a third because we give a 1, a 3, and a 4, but we're also, in addition to obtaining Waddle, we are swapping 4s with them. So really we're moving up in the 4th round about 20 picks. So it's really a 1 and a 3, which I was happy to do for a guy like Jalen Waddle, who is that guy that kind of is the happy medium to me of brings the explosion and the juice downfield, but also has the ability to be a interesting. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. We're rusty. It also has the ability to we're hanging on every word. Yeah.
What did I say? It was the vertical.
Yeah, explosive vertically, but has the ability to what? What?
So to be a high volume player. It's a dude who has, had a lot of targets, got a lot of balls. I think he is the perfect type of receiver to add to this room. I think you feel instantly better about like Cortland Sutton now with the addition of Jalen Waddle. Talk about like a perfect compliment to him. So, Red, I'm thrilled with it. Who were you going to pick at 30 that was going to satisfy the same need that Waddle does, especially because, especially if it's like, okay, so obviously Denver wanted to add a receiver. Well, there's a lot of good ones in the draft, but I don't think you feel about any of the ones at 30 that you do about Jalen Waddle. So I'm thrilled with it. I thought it was a great move. Kind of makes up for an otherwise pretty frustrating free agency cycle for us. So
absolutely dormant free agency. Looking like long distance kicks out there for 10 days. Just
not doing anything, just retaining their guys.
we're just gonna keep. No, I like the move because I agree with that idea. Who are we going to get at 30 that's going to come in and contribute right now? Probably not anyone. This is one of the best rosters in the league, top to bottom, and we are in a Super Bowl window. We came so close to a shot at it this last season, and it's time to do the chips to put all the chips into the middle. We have cap space that we're able to use aggressively. We have draft capital. We have the team for it. I don't need a player that may or may not be a really good contributor for us in 4 years. We don't need a player on a cost controlled deal to keep the. We need impact players to come in right now and hopefully put this thing over the top.
Yep.
And I think Waddle's a great piece. I loved I love doing my scouting on Waddle, which was watching his highlights. And man, his highlights are great. He's very
Mm,
fast. Very fast. I
it
want a
is.
YouTube compilation of like Jalen Waddle plays ruined by Tua. like Jalen Waddle underthrows. Just like,
That's the pro version of watching Casey Concepcion, and you are
yeah.
watching what's the this cat that's throwing in the ball from A&M.
Yeah.
What's his name? Malik Reed, who is just
Yes.
awful. And you're like, hey, Casey Concepcion is actually pretty dang good. Um, yeah, there's something to that for sure. I do think that Bo is an upgrade to Tua.
Mm,
I think that despite the fact that like Mike McDaniel, I think is a good offensive mind. I think the
mhm.
offensive infrastructure here in Denver is better. I think the culture is better. Yeah, I mean, what's not to like about this one? If you don't like it, uh, why? I don't know. Come on the show. We'd love to hear why. But
Yeah, I mean, he
no.
was in an environment that was so good at maximizing um, getting the ball out quick while
Mhm.
also getting downfield. Like that whole offense was, we don't have an offensive line, so what if just everyone's so fast
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
can get their runs up? And he's going to be in a place with a quarterback that has a stronger arm that can get the ball to him, and he is going to have more time to be able to nuance his routes and get open. I think it's going to be great for the offense. I'm
yep,
very excited about it.
yep.
Um, and I wonder if we are done, because that move was prefaced by Aqib Talib
Hmm.
saying, kind of in the lead up, like, "Hey, I think we're going after someone. I think there's going to be a big move." And he turned out to be right. My assumption is someone had already told Aqib about the trade, and that was him, maybe uh, being ethical about his reporting and not just not burning up a source, but just being like, I predict. And he's come back again. Aqib Talib does not believe that the Denver Broncos are done. He's calling for another shot. He's saying they're going to make another big move. Um, is Denver done with trades, Ian, or do you see another one happening in the future here? Well, in the somewhat immediate future.
Well, when Akib first said that, I think it's Arena Gridiron. That's what he's on now, right?
It's
Skip.
something.
It's
He
like
is on
Skip, and
social media, is
it's
what it
the
is.
wildest conglomeration of like it's Skip Bayless and him and like Cody Kessler and like the most random group of guys. Uh, Richie Incognito's on there sometimes.
Oh my god.
Anyways, the first time he said it, I was like, Talib is not connected. This is a not, and then like literally the next day, uh, sure enough, the news happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, maybe Talib knew more than I gave him credit, which is incredibly frustrating because Talib is also somebody who talks a lot.
Mhm.
And so now I'm like, great. Now I feel like I have to get my hopes up for this one too, because last time I doubted Aqib Talib, it ended up leading to fruition for the Broncos. So, Rhett, I guess I kind of have to go with the logical thing to assume is that Aqib has some information again because he's sharing it in kind of the same way on the same medium. Um, and he did say it could be during the draft, which we interpret as like still a trade. Like I don't
Yeah.
personally, I don't envision that as like we trade into the top 15, like
No.
things like that.
God. Mhm.
I agree that I think it's probably we're still trading him for a veteran, which happens on draft. I mean, Jonathan Franklin Myers was an example of that. Um, Rhett, I have like names of people I would love. I don't know how realistic they are.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sh-
but
don't gatekeep these names, Ian.
okay.
It-
Well, let me tell you, these definitely aren't. Yeah, these aren't mainstream. No, they're incredibly mainstream. First one is, I mean, why not go right back to the well down in South Beach and go sniff around on Devin Achan? Okay.
Mm,
Uh,
mhm.
I was really upset the other day. I was thinking about this. I'm upset that his name's pronounced Achan because I thought it would have been hilarious to like text you and our friend Monty, uh, like maybe to leave is talking about this because he knows a thing or two about a chain. But it really doesn't work because it's Achan. So I would love Devin Achan, man. Holy cow, that would be awesome.
That'd
Yeah,
be
give it
sick.
what it. And then the other one, I mean, other side of the ball, but I mean, Dexter Lawrence is not happy in New York, and it seems apparent that he is going to be moved. And on principle, I do not respect Joe Shane, and so I think that I am wondering, is there a way for us to maybe fleece them a little bit? Because it's going to take more. Like I saw somebody was like, "Do you give 62?" I think it's going to take more than 62. But like, I have no problem giving our first next year for Dexter Lawrence. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I don't. Um, I kind of like the idea of us being one of these teams that's like loose with their draft picks. You know, like yeah, sure, we'll throw this or away for. I like that we're kind of maybe there. Um, so those two names in particular, I think are great. One that I've thrown out. I mean, a lot of this isn't me throwing it out. A lot of people throwing it out. Sam Laporta uh, from Detroit. That is a guy that I would send 62 for Sam Laporta. I know some people
Mm,
wouldn't. I think that he is kind of the tight end that we're looking for. A guy who he's a solid blocker. He can make plays in the passing game. I think he would do a lot for this offense, especially with the addition of Waddle already.
mhm.
I love the idea of adding a Sam Laporta. So those are three names. I don't know how realistic any of them are. I think that Dexter Lawrence is realistic in the sense that he is actually a trade candidate. Like
Yeah.
now, would we have the horses to go get him? That remains to be seen. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any names in mind that like when you heard Akib, you were like, oh, I hope it's this guy?
Um, Laporta popped in my mind. You know how I feel about wanting an actual tight end
Yeah, a
that is
real
good
tight
at
end.
both things, like not just someone that is bad at
Yeah,
both things or is good at one thing.
yeah,
Someone that's good at both. That would be really exciting. What I do think I want to do, I'll just rank those three names. Um,
awesome. That's great.
yeah, because we love a ranking. It's for content. I will say third is Devin Achan. As
Okay,
much as I think he's incredible and he's wonderful, uh, I think adding a running back is is going to be at this point maybe the least um like I think our running game's going to be fine. Now that
sure.
would really raise the bar and it would be super fun.
There's been a lot
Like
of
God, if
smoke
they
about
do
us
it,
wanting to draft a back anyway. So
yeah. If listen, if they do it, I'll be like, like
no,
I'll be really excited about it. But it's third on my list, and then two would be Laporta, adding a really solid, like beyond like I don't know, a star level tight end, who can make plays in the passing game and the running game. I think would really help the offense in terms of its flexibility and it's just the ability to stop tipping the hand all the time. Just I feel like we were playing all season with maybe not a full hand tied behind her back, but it was very clear when we were and weren't running the ball because of our personnel. And I would love to get rid of that option. But man, you drop Dexter Lawrence into this defensive line and onto this defense, and I don't know how teams score at all ever
yeah, brother.
against it. Like it doesn't matter. I
He's a
am.
hoss, man.
Yeah, that we are unapologetic general haters of our linebacking core. Like we
We do not we yeah,
we we drink that haterade, but it does not matter. It would not.
man. He's sexy
Alex
Dexy with
Singleton could have 150 billion tackles, and they would just because the lanes would be opened up so much that he
yeah,
even as slow as he is,
yeah,
it just wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. Um,
yeah.
oh, I think that would be like the transformative thing because he's the talent that you just go get.
So when before this year, I can't remember who I had this conversation with. I don't think it was with you. I think it was with like a coworker or something. We were talking about like who are the truly elite defensive players in the league currently, and I was trying to run through like Miles Garrett's the obvious one. Pat Surtain and Micah Parsons. Dexter Lawrence was one. I think I came up with like six names, and Dexter Lawrence I think was the last one I came up with.
Mhm.
Now, when this stuff a couple weeks ago kind of picked up about how he's not happy, I was confused. I was like, why would you let a guy like that out of the building? It's like maybe he was bad this year. I don't know. Like, so I went and I've been looking around, and the Giants' run defense was really bad this year, but there is
Mhm.
a phenomenon happening in Big Blue Nation uh, that we're no stranger to as Broncos fans, and it's good news for other teams. It's when your team is really bad and you start to blame them being bad on the good players on your team.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so think about like once Peyton retired and we're past Super Bowl 50, and the Broncos slowly start I think we went 9-7 the year after that, missed the playoffs, and then who
Mhm.
Demarius Thomas was one of the first people that fans started turning on.
Yeah.
Like this is part of the problem. Um, this is a thing that fan bases do, where when things are going bad, some of the very first people they blame are their best players. Okay. Now, do
Mhm.
I think that Dexter Lawrence had like his best season last year? No, I don't. But do I think that all of a sudden he just became really bad? No, not for a second, man.
Yeah.
Not for a second. And so yeah, I'd be thrilled. I mean, you know how we love beef, right? We're all about it
Mhm.
on both sides of the ball. Build the trenches. If there was a way to get this guy on that front, it's like you said, it doesn't really matter who's behind him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, and
I
and
just
and
feel like it'd be a force multiplier. It would be ridiculous, having to worry about Nick Benito on one side, and then in the middle where you're like, okay, we'll have to give some help out there, and then in the middle you have Dexter Lawrence, and you also have Zach Allen, and just one of those guys ends up being one on one.
yeah.
Uh, it'd just be done. It'd just be over.
Well,
So
where do
I
you
love
where do
it.
you where do you line him up? Wherever he's best.
Yeah,
Oh well, we have DJ Jones. Okay.
sure,
Do you want DJ
we
Jones
do.
more than Dexter Lawrence?
Mhm.
Anyways, I'm I'm all for it, man. I'm with you. Like if there's a way to get him, go get him.
Yeah.
Add in when you're in your Super Bowl window with your rookie contract quarterback, add good players.
Add good players, man. Yeah. Ah, yeah, the DJ Jones thing. Yeah. I don't know. On 3rd and 1, do you want DJ Jones and Dexter Lawrence on the field together?
DJ
I
Jones is a
do.
good player, by the way. Like
Yeah.
we should
I would
clarify.
I would
This is not
say
an Alex
hey,
Smith thing here.
no, no,
We
no.
love DJ
It's
Jones.
not. It's not. I'm saying on those
Yeah,
on those 3rd and 1s where you always felt really bad about the size
yeah,
and the strength and whatnot, to be able to pair Dexter Lawrence with
yeah,
DJ Jones and say, "Hey,
yeah,
try." Like,
yeah,
do sneak, I dare
yeah.
you. Like,
No.
no, that'd be great. um
He's so
so
he's
yeah,
so he's so good. You're like, you know what? Hold on. Let's give Drew Sanders one more try.
Drew
Hold on.
Sanders is
Give
going
him one
to,
more
like,
try.
listen,
We're gonna have Dexter Lawrence in front of him.
dude, let him run wild, baby.
Yeah,
Drew Sanders, my guy. I
your
think
guy, along
I
with
every
along with
every
yeah, it was
failed
Odd
player, I assume.
Estimate, Odd Estimate, and Loner. Loner is the other one.
Yeah, Caleb
Um,
Loner, my lone hope left, I think.
mm,
um we'll see. Ian,
mm.
the draft
Let's
is all of a
go.
sudden here.
It's next week. It's under a
It
week
is
away.
it is next week, which is fun. The last time that we potted, I gave a whole spiel about how, like, we're so excited. This is the part of the year that we, like, really wanted to pod.
Yeah, we
But
haven't been. I've been
we're
working though. Hold on
yeah,
now.
I know. So let's get into it. And I while Ian's pulling his stuff up, I want to, me and him talked a lot, and we're gonna do a 7-hour live stream over the draft. So be
Yeah,
looking for that. Right, Ian? Are
yeah,
you
that'll
ready? You ready?
definitely happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, let's talk about the picks that we do have, Ian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So, sorry. Go ahead.
62. Let's
So let me
crack
kind
it
of
open.
explain what I did here. So what
Mhm.
I did is I just wanted to. This isn't even just for the pod. Like this was not for you guys. Okay, let me be clear. Okay, this is not
Passion
for you
play.
guys. I just like having a little bit of a reference point in front of me when I watch the draft of just like guys that I would be interested in getting at that particular point in the draft. So what I did was, yeah, I went through at each pick and I gave, and I we don't have to go through all 10 for each one. I gave 10
Mhm.
options. Um, two of those 10 options are like, so one is my home run pick, which is like, I don't know how realistic it is. I don't, not necessarily likely, but man, to be a home run. And then my other one is an egregious reach. And then
Okay.
there's just like 8 other ones that I like. Okay, so
Oh, all right.
but what I also did was I kind of grouped a couple. So like the 2 4th-round picks, I just kind of grouped together because like
Yeah.
oh well, I like this guy, at 111, but or I like this guy at 108, but there's no way he's still there at 111. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. Same thing. I grouped all 3 of our 7th-round picks together. So just keep that in mind. So this isn't like as big of a task as it sounds like. But
Okay.
yeah, Rhett, 60. You just want to go?
Yeah,
Let's
62.
So 62. Here are some players that I like, and this is not going to make sense. I did not list them in any meaningful order. It just was more who popped into my head as I was writing it. So there's
Okay.
going to be like, it's not like they're in order of name or position. Just random. Okay, so first one is Oscar Delp, tight end from Georgia.
Okay, yes.
Delp has been kind of dinged a little bit because of a lack of production. Here's the thing about college tight ends, man. Production is really not that important. I know everybody's really about Eli Stowers right now. And
Mhm.
he is everywhere I look, he's getting mocked to Denver at 62. And people are doing the side by side stat head thing of like him and Mike Evans for like measurables. And it's like, do you think Eli Stowers is Mike Evans? Do you really think that? Like, do you think
Yeah.
he's Mike Evans? Because I sure don't.
It could
Anyways,
be.
this isn't about Stowers. Sorry, Delp I think is really good. Delp is a rare athlete. I think that he projects as one of these coveted two phase players at tight end. I think his frame allows him to develop as an inline Y. The athleticism is so great, and this is another one of those guys where I would not put the lack of production on Delp. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to throw people under the bus at Georgia. Okay, I'm not trying to come out as like a Gunner Stockton hater. I'm just saying I would not blame Oscar Delp.
We've got to maintain relationships
Yeah, I'll try to run through
in
these kind of quick
Athens.
because I know these are a lot. But Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker from Texas Tech, is another one.
Ooh.
The big questions I had coming into draft season with him were just, does he have the athleticism to do it? And boy, I was a little embarrassed with how much he exploded at the combine. It's like, how did I not
Yeah.
see that? Like, yeah, he definitely does. He's got the testing. Another linebacker that I've really come around on quite a bit, Josiah Trotter, uh, linebacker from Mizzou, the downhilliest of thumpers. Okay. Uh, I think it took me a long time to come around on him because he does not look comfortable dropping into coverage. He like when he drops into coverage, he looks like the idea like the coach told him, I want you to drop into coverage, and he had never heard of that being a thing before. And he's kind of just like, is he serious right now? Like, is this something I'm really supposed to be doing? But man, I just think he's an instant shot to the arm to any team's run defense. And he just has the off ball linebacker mentality. He is
Mm,
physical. So like
mm.
on Pure Dog, I've kind of just like come around to him. And of course, pedigree, he's the brother of Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who of course both are the sons of the great Jeremiah Trotter, former Philadelphia Eagle. Okay. Next one's another linebacker, Jake Golday from Cincinnati. Don't need to spend a lot of time on him. Rhett, you and I both love him.
Yeah, we've already talked about him. He's a good friend of the pod.
Just a casually just hanging out as the overhang defender in the Bearcats defense. No big deal. Just like insane range, insane athleticism. He's a bit of a projection, but man, I would bet on those traits. Running back Jadarian Price, Notre Dame.
Ooh.
You're banking on the ball security being able to
Mhm.
be coached up, but man, I'll take a swing on some undeniable juice, dude. He's electric. He offers
We
something that
love juice here.
we love. Juice and beef here. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm trying to trying to clear the fridge, trying to make room.
Okay, gotcha.
So I've got some 100% orange juice on tap
I
here
love it. I love it.
at
Couple of DBs now
9:30 on
here.
a Friday. I'm just juice.
I
Okay.
love it. Couple of DBs here. First one, Traden Stukes, defensive back, Arizona State. Listen, the dude can play just about any position in the secondary. And I think we're best served probably letting him move around a little bit at the next level. I know that Broncos fans will act like it's a disaster if we go defensive back at 62, but if the value's
Mhm.
there, Traden Stukes, he's an awesome player. And then
Okay.
Traden Stukes, he's kind of that nickel defender. This next guy is more of what I see as a pure free safety. That's Bud Clark from TCU. Uh,
Okay. Yes.
probably one of the very best pure free safety prospects. He could compete for snaps this season to take over for Brandon Jones, who may be departing in 27. I mean, this is the last. If I'm not mistaken, the last year of his contract, coming off an injury. Would not hurt to find a successor, and I like Bud Clark quite a bit. Just
Mhm.
my last one before we get into my home run and my egregious reach. This is one I think you and I both like, Brett. We're going to the offensive line. Jude Bowery from Boston College, brother.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
for my money, if we're talking just purely lower body explosion, I don't know that you can find somebody with more juice than Jude Bowery at that position. This is a guy that you just let Zach Strief get his hands on for a year, and I think you have a plus starter for a long
Mhm.
time, man. He's gonna go day two. He's not. I don't think there's a chance of him getting into round one. But I. It's a little strange to me that there's not more talk about this guy. Man, we love some Jude Bowery up in here. Okay, so then my home run pick, Rhett. I do not think he will be here, but if Kristen Miller, the defensive lineman from Georgia, is there, I am
Oh
running
yeah.
I'm running to the podium. I think I can't remember. I just yesterday I finished my final defensive rankings. I don't have it right in front of me. I I think I put him 2 at interior defensive line. I think I put Caden McDonald
Okay.
number 1. Okay,
Okay.
but I put him ahead of Peter Woods. Listen, just so rock solid in all phases. Great against the run. Immediate starter on the D line, stepping in for
Mhm.
JFM. He'll hold up early against the run. I think it's a very outside chance he's here at 62. But if he is, oh my goodness, man, That's a home run to me. And then the last one, this is going to make Broncos country upset. The egregious reach for me is Mike Washington Jr., running back from Arkansas.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sorry, man.
That's a good candidate.
He's got a long way to go, dude. I see so many people who are like, let's get him at 62. Dude, we're kind of like begging, we're asking to get, sorry, this is going to get disrespectful. We're asking to take Isaac Garendo at 62 overall. Do you remember Isaac Garendo from a
Yes,
couple
I
years ago that
remember. Yes.
jumped out of the gym? And I'm not saying like Mike Washington has production and everything, but like
Mhm.
fumble issues, like really bad with ball security. He is so choppy with his like lateral move.
Mhm.
Like he's big and he's strong and he can bowl over dudes, but man, he is not a smooth runner. I am not against obtaining him at some point, but I cannot sign off taking him with our only top 100 pick. Does not make sense to me whatsoever. Um, and I just think that a lot of our fan base would be psyched, but man, I do not see it. So that's 62, Rhett. Those are some options that
I like that.
you
I
like.
always thought I think similarly with Mike Washington. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, Frisky in the fourth. That would be fun. Like you get to that
sure.
part
I'm not against that.
and
Yeah,
he
if you want
could
to
go,
swing.
but ooh, yeah, getting up at 62 would be too much. I love that idea. Um, but the issue you forget is that we are trading for Dexter Lawrence, so we don't need anything. The defensive line is that'd be a little redundant for me. But uh Christian Miller, I think is um man,
He's
I haven't
awesome,
really
dude.
thought about him too much because I don't think of him as someone that might be available, but ooh, he would be a really good fit across that defensive front.
Dude.
And
We'll
would
probably be loud. He'll go at like 31 or something, and we'll laugh about it.
yeah,
But
but
you
yeah,
know,
of those picks, I agree. Jacob Rodriguez, if he's available, the inside linebackers, I just really like this
It's a good
range.
class. It's a really good
I
class.
think one of these inside linebackers is gonna fall to 62, and that's
Yeah,
in my heart of
one
hearts.
of
That's my
one
hope.
of one of Rodriguez, Trotter, Golday, or Anthony Hill will be there.
Mhm.
I don't like Anthony Hill quite as well as the other names, but I'd still like if that's the guy Denver likes, then by all means, like go get him.
Yeah,
But,
I agree with Delp. I think tight end
yeah,
is so much. It's a really weird position. Don't get too caught by things. Oscar Delp
yeah,
is really big and really strong and really fast. And when they gave him the ball, he looked good playing football. Don't overthink it. Like Oscar Delp's
yeah.
probably going to be a functional one. So yeah, I like it. I'm gonna say just for the podcast, my big hope. We'll stick with Jake Golday as our big hope
Okay.
um, here. So I want to hear about the fourth round though, because I feel like
Yeah, man.
this is the area that I think
It's the round I'm
we're
most looking forward to. Yeah. Yeah.
it's an S tier round in the draft. It's the best.
I
The
I
sleepers
just
feel like sleepers, but you think you can really
I
get good
think
value.
it's a for this class. I think it's a really good spot, and then we have a couple of picks right there close together. So yeah, we'll get into it. So first of all, okay, I got a couple of running backs to start off. Actually, so the
Okay.
first one is Emmett Johnson from Nebraska, probably my favorite non Notre Dame running back in the class. Um, Patience and burst for days. I think one thing is like he's going to bring you next to nothing in pass pro.
Hmm.
So the question is kind of like, what does he offer? Like, what does he bring to the table that But I think he's a good
Yes.
player. And then the other one is a guy that I didn't want to put here, Jonah Coleman from Washington. The reason I didn't want to is because Jonah has no juice. Like, let's just get
Hmm.
that out of like he has no juice, but his mastery of all the nuancy things of his
Hmm.
position, to me, it raises his floor higher than the athletic profile of his would typically allow. He's a guy who would come in day one, and he is not going to. He will not win offensive rookie of the year, but he will come in and not be rattled by what is asked of him. So yeah, Jonah Coleman, now a guy that honestly the last couple of days, Rhett, I don't think I can put him. I think his stock has raised too much. That is defensive lineman Chris McClellan from Mizzou.
Oh, okay.
He has skyrocketed recently, and he's a great player. I mean, he's one of those guys who again
Hmm.
could be an immediate JFM replacement. Great measurables, some of the more violent hands in the draft. Now we're gonna need to get in that meeting room and talk about the pad level a little bit. But I mean, this is a guy.
Hmm.
Again, you come in and when I say JFM replacement, surely people understand. I'm not saying like don't expect like that caliber of player, but he can come in and fill that role. Um, Next up, a personal favorite of mine, Rhett, in this draft, Caleb Ellerms-Orr, linebacker from TCU. Uh,
Okay.
Reminds me of Justin Sternad, is what I wrote down, in the sense of he's a rangy guy who will offer you something as a blitzer. He's just the type of guy I could see
Hmm.
Vance Joseph being like, I like this Ellerms-Orr kid here. Uh, Sideline to sideline levels of athleticism. Um, and then another linebacker, Keyshawn Elliott from Arizona State, fast, physical, uh, kind of gives you mixed results in coverage,
Hmm.
same as most of these guys, but tools that we want to work with long term. Go back to the tight ends, Sam Roush, okay? Um,
Yes.
T Rex arms uh, on his like 6'6, 6'7 frame, but man, when he gets rumbling downhill, he is tough to stop. He would be fun. Another guy that I worry might be kind of moving up a little bit stock wise. Uh, a guy that I don't know why we're not talking about, Tyler Onyedim, defensive lineman from Texas A&M. I'll just say this: I'm not going to spend a lot of time with him. If you are on day 3, if you're looking for a one gapper, turn this card in. Tyler Onyedim's your guy. Like any team, if any team's like we need a good one gapper, just put his name, just turn his name in. Call the family,
Do the right
Um,
thing.
do the right thing. He's fun, man. Josh Cameron, wide receiver from Baylor. This dude is
Okay.
laughably slow straight line, but his dude, he knows how to use his body. I hate like throwing out AJ Brown because if you throw out that name, people have really high expectations. I am not saying he's going to be AJ Brown at the next level. I'm saying stylistically, that's how he wins. Very densely built.
Mhm.
Looks like a running back when he gets the ball in space. Yeah, I like him a lot. He might be the strongest receiver in this class. And then now we're down to my home run and egregious reach. My home
Okay, here we
run.
go.
This one's not going to surprise you, Rhett. Another tight end. Okay, Eli Raridan from Notre Dame.
Mm,
The only reason that he would be here in the 4th round is because he did have 2 ACL tears in his collegiate career. But that's going to help some team land their starting wide tight end in the middle of the draft. The injuries aren't to nothing, but if our team's medical staff feels good about him, dude, he's so good. He just does everything
mhm.
so well. Good blocker, great hands. Yeah, and then my egregious reach. I don't know why I keep seeing his name so early. Deontay Lawson, linebacker from Alabama. He can't tackle. He can't cover. He can't read offense. He has an injury history. Other than that, he's pretty good. So yeah, that rounds out my my 4th round. So yeah, we just have 2 more.
Hey, I want a white tight end. I'm just a guy looking at an NFL team, just begging them to have a productive Y tight end. So if I'm on board with Reardon, I'm on board with Roush. I don't care. Let's try it. Let's try it. I don't think Roush is actually going to block all that much either. I don't know. I'm not sure. Uh,
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much like the arms will play.
yeah,
He's fine. Like he does fine in college. He's
and I think yeah, effort wise, it'll
he's
be there.
he's like heads above like Stowers and Jolie and some of those guys.
Yes, yes. So I would love a Y tight end. So
Yeah,
if we can do that, let's absolutely do
yeah.
that in the 4th. Okay.
Well,
E- let's talk about the late round. Ian.
all right, 170, Rhett, 5th rounder. Here's another one that I think could be a wide tight end for you. Uh, I think it's Nate Burkitcher, the tight end from Texas A&M. He's old and he's unproductive. Okay, but there is I know that well for a lot of people like why are we talking about him?
He's-
There's a solid wide profile here. What is thrown his way, he catches. He's one of those
Mm,
good like find the spot and sit players against zone. And I thought his effort was great as a run blocker. Another tight end, Marlon Klein from Michigan. Uh, Unselfish player. He's going to allow for like alignment versatility. He can do a lot of different things. I don't think it's like he is our answer at wide tight end. This is
mhm.
not like this isn't Jake Butt coming out of Michigan, who I know didn't pan out, but like he definitely profiled for that. Long way to go as a route runner, but I like a lot of things he brings to the table. Offensive tackle, Keegan Trost from Mizzou. Um, I keep changing my mind on if he plays inside or outside in the pros, but I think I've just gotten to a point where I'm like, I don't care. Somebody should draft him. Like he's going to be a good player. He's going to provide immediate depth that you can count on. Lewis Moore, safety from Indiana, another guy that just Lewis Moore isn't going to wow you with any specific trait, but he's solid. He's reliable, and I'll put it this way, Rhett. Like, he's a 4-year starter for Kurt Signetti. I
Yeah.
mean,
Draft Indiana guys late. If you get into the
sure,
if
yeah,
when you get into the middle of the draft and it's not as much like that you're
yeah,
looking for the crazy athletic upside, just start drafting Indiana guys, to be honest
yep,
with you. They
yep.
show up, they do their job, they're professionals.
Yep, exactly. Eli Heidenreich from Navy. He just offensive weapon. He played some wide receiver. He played some running back. I think he played a little bit of tight end. He's just a guy that's a great athlete, and he
Is
just
this
felt
the Joker?
honestly, man, like just the Sean Paytoniest player you ever did see. Diego Pounds, offensive tackle from Ole Miss. Fantastic name. Just again, Rhett, you're going to see me have some of these guys that where I'm just like, I just want Zach Street to get their hands on.
Yeah.
Pounds kind of is that guy. Running back from Toledo, Chip Trainum.
Chip Trainum, I know this guy. This is one of my guys.
Dude, Chip Trainum's great.
Yes.
Really productive at Toledo. Just real solid. Just a guy you feel better about, in my opinion, at this point than I Chip Trainum in the 5th round or later, I feel worlds better about than Mike Washington at 62.
I love the leg churn, man, on Chip Trainum. Love the
Dude,
leg churn.
and dude, he runs like Northeastern Ohio. You know,
Yes.
You hear LeBron in the background when you watch him run, just like nothing's given in Northeastern Ohio. You know, like anyways,
Yeah.
enough of that. Mason Rieger, edge from Wisconsin. This is a guy who like pretty good athletic traits. The effort is just there. You see it pretty clearly. I think he has a lot to work on, but I mean, you know, he's got some juice and there's tools to work with, and he's giving me effort. Here's my home run. We're down to home run and egregious reach.
All right, here we go.
A home run. This is a guy I like quite a bit, brother. I like this guy a lot. Defensive back from Oregon, Jaden Kennedy. Bro, I like this man. This is another one. This is kind of like the Safeway trading Stooks. Like if you miss out on trading Stooks early, get yourself some Jaden Kennedy, brother. On day, listen, he again another guy that he can play. Like if you need him to be a full-time safety, he can do that. He can play boundary corner. He can play in the nickel. Again, I love the corner that's kind of just a gremlin. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're not necessarily like, you know, they're not like the Surtain who's like 6'2" on the outside, locking up your team's ex receiver. But they're the dude who comes in. They do everything well. They're always just kind of around. Jaden Kennedy, brother. Another guy that I'm like, I'm not convinced he's actually even here, which is why I have him as a home run pick. Love me some Jaden Kennedy. The egregious reach is Jeff Caldwell. Wide receiver from Cincinnati. I feel like people look at his Roz score and are like, yeah, you know, this is a guy I really like, is this Jeff Caldwell. He is very athletic. Now we just need him to learn how to play receiver, okay? This dude is stiff. He can't run routes. I don't like him at the catch point. I think that if we're looking at Cincinnati pass catchers, I thought Joe Royer was a lot smoother. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of him, but a lot of people are going crazy because his raw score is impressive. Okay, that's 170. We're just down to this last the seventh rounders. So
seventh round. Hey, find us a Trevor Siemian.
I'm gonna find you the Trevor Siemian of corners here at the end. Okay, so and I should preface for this one. I just did 2 home runs instead of egregious reach because like ain't nobody. we have literally the last pick of the draft. The last 2, like nobody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, they reached on that last pick of the draft. That was like nobody's like.
Just chat about being mean. I can't imagine like whoever you had chosen being like, yeah, it's like some 2 dudes made a podcast. and said it would be a horrible reach to take me with the last pick in the draft. Like generational hate.
A slot that players almost would rather just go undrafted than be taken in. Okay,
you don't deserve this. Okay.
Let's get into it. So first one, okay, we're having fun with the tight ends. I'm starting with 2 more tight ends. Riley Nowakowski, tight end from Indiana. This is another one of those guys who can just do a lot of little things really well. He's gonna probably go around this point because he doesn't do anything spectacularly, but he's solid, reliable. Same thing with Matthew Hibner, tight end from SMU. Don't have a lot to say about these guys. They're both just solid, reliable players who I think can carve out a role. I think Hibner would help a lot on special teams. Now I got a couple of offensive tackles. Travis Burke from Memphis. Rhett, this is like an Avenger in terms of athleticism, man. Oh my goodness. Carver Willis, you know, kind of a taller tackle from Washington. So these 2 guys, again, you know, let's see if Streif can teach them to anchor, you know, and like let's swing on some like absolutely sick tools for either of these guys. I got a couple of defensive backs. First one's corner Toriano Pride Jr. from Mizzou. Great name. Just a guy that I like, you know, kind of has the mental makeup of a good corner. Cole Wisniewski, safety from Texas Tech. I like this kid a lot.
Yes.
He was just always, I mean, you get on and you try to look at like David Bailey, Jacob Rodriguez, Skylar Gill Howard, Romello Hyde. Like they had a lot of just guys Wisniewski was the one that I feel like I ended up noticing. Like he just was always there around the ball, like he's just there, and I was just like, okay, I don't know, good athlete too. Caden Barnett, interior O lineman from Wyoming, had a good draft process. I think Denver's visited with him. I think it'd be good late to add like an interior
Mhm.
guy. Interior defensive lineman Aaron Hall from Duke. He's got good length. He's built very well. Again, a guy that I think he'll, add good depth to the D line. And then my 2 home run picks. First one is James Thompson Jr., who's also a D lineman from Illinois. Just another lunch pail guy. He's going to come in and do that. We need like the Mitch Unreins of the world, right?
Mhm.
Our nation is built on Justin Bannons. Actually, I think he might have like killed somebody, so that might not be a good pull. I don't remember. This nation is built on Adam Carrickers. Okay,
There we go. There we go.
Jared Crick is the
Jared
backbone of.
Crick.
Okay, anyways, but my last home run, I'm going to say this one. This is my favorite player in the draft. Not because I think I think late day 3 is where he belongs, but just because I cannot find anyone talking about him, and I think he's like. I'm just going to say it, okay? His name's Colin Wright, and he is a corner from Stanford. Colin Wright
Ooh.
is just as solid as they come. He is alignment versatile. He can play your nickel if you need him to. He played a lot on the boundary. He is a sound tackler. You can tell watching him, he's a very smart player. He understands what's asked of him and what the defense is supposed to be doing. I'm a sucker for these corners that like play for 4 years, and they're
Mhm.
experienced. And do I see Colin Wright making a ton of plays? No, I don't. But you know what I also don't see? I don't see Colin Wright giving up a lot of plays.
Mm.
He's a guy that's going. Colin Wright's going to be taken late day 3, and he is going to walk in and make the roster. Like, there's no doubt about it. And I think he's one of those guys that even if he's really mostly just like a core special teamer who sometimes comes in and contributes on the defense, I just think he's going to be one of those guys 5 years from now. We're going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, Colin Wright, that was a good pick
Yeah.
for good 7th round pick, man. I'd love to get Colin Wright on this team. I think he's made of the right stuff. No pun intended. So yeah, Rhett, those are all my things. I know that was kind of a long list to go through. Those are my guys. It'll be fun to kind of see next week, kind of refer back to that and see if they went in any of those directions. So
Yeah. I like it. I like Wisniewski.
yeah,
Would like to add there, especially a safety room where it doesn't feel like there's a glaring need for this year, but it is a glaring like, hey, in the next year or 2, we really need to add another body into that room.
it's going to need to be addressed. Yeah,
It's going to need to be addressed. So, uh, getting late in the draft, getting guys that might not be the answer now, but could be the answer in a couple of years. That's smart. Some guys that have special teams upside. We love that. And then at every phase, at every level of the draft, it is okay to just draft a ridiculously athletic offensive lineman and hope that
yeah,
Zach
man.
Strief can make something into him. Like that's
Why not?
that's just go to the well, man. Do it.
Not a lot
Uh,
of human beings built like those guys. So
Not a lot of human beings. Okay, let's. Want to. I want to ask you just a couple things. Ian, uh, how concerned should we be? Not, I don't know, as Broncos fans. Um, how do you feel about the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback room? They're going to be taking Mendoza first overall, AJ Mendoza, and then they also have Kirk Cousins. I want your thoughts.
who, who,
What are you how are you feeling about that
hold on,
quarterback room?
Which Mendoza are they taking?
Is it AJ Mendoza? Which no
No,
wait wait
we went to school with AJ Mendoza, brother.
oh
We're talking about Fernando Mendoza.
Fernando
I would
Mendoza.
not be worried about AJ Mendoza
AJ
going to.
Mendoza, no, okay.
That would not strike fear into me. All due respect to our former classmate.
Shout out AJ.
How scared am
Fernando
I?
Mendoza.
I'm not scared. I'm sorry, and I really like Fernando Mendoza. Um, and I think Kirk is probably still solid, right? Like a generational bag getter. Okay, let's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that's gold jacket of getting the bag. Uh,
I heard a lot of people being like, "Oh, well, that contract, it's not really going to be 80 million or whatever it is. It's really a 1 year, $20 million deal." And I'm like, "Yes, that's what I'm saying,
we still
man.
got
You got another
20
20
million
mil."
in the big 2026, man.
It's
Uh,
like, are you trying to pay Kirk Cousins 20 million to
yeah,
be your quarterback this year?
yeah,
No.
yeah. Um,
The Raiders
I'll
said,
put it this way.
what if we
I
use some of that cap that we create with the rookie quarterback contract to pay another bad quarterback to also play for us?" Like, I don't
right.
know. Okay.
I think that the Heisman win has got people thinking Fernando Mendoza is something he's not. That sounds so disrespectful. I do like Fernando Mendoza a lot. I want to make that clear. Like, I think he's a really good prospect. I don't put him like I'll put it this way. A lot of people I've talked to have disagreed with me on this. I would pretty easily put Cam Ward ahead of him if they were in the same class.
Hmm.
Like if Cam Ward, like I'd pretty easily put Cam Ward ahead of him. I see Fernando Mendoza as like Jared Goff at the next level, which is not an insult. I personally think Jared Goff is a very good starting quarterback in the NFL. Um, so I think like a team that needs a quarterback, it is worth spending the first overall. Like
Hmm.
I think people think that's a slight to say that. It's like no, yeah. I mean, by the way, Jared Goff did go first overall back in 2016. I think he will be good for them. I think he is the obvious pick for them. I'm just not really scared. I don't know. Like I need to see functionality before I really get nervous about it. I think it's great that Max Crosby's just kind of going to be a Raider again. Like that just kind of worked out. Like the physical didn't work out, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, well screw them. Then I'm sticking with the Raiders." And it's like, well, you're the one who failed the physical, brother. Uh, that's great for
They
them, though. I mean, they kept
keep
their
that
best
keep
player.
that man off of contenders. Yeah, like let's.
Uh, um, there's a lot I like about it. Like Genty, like their offense should be good.
Hmm.
Genty is going to be better. Brock Bowers, I like that they brought in a Jalen Naylor, who's kind of an underrated, signing for them. I, I'm hoping Jack Besh will develop. I liked him a lot last year. Last draft cycle, I like Jack Besh quite a bit. So you would think like you plug Fernando Mendoza in there on a line that still has Colton Miller, and they're the team that got Linderbaum, right? They got Tyler
Yeah.
Linderbaum. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, come on, like it should work. I still have concerns about that defense, even with Max Crosby back. Um, but the bottom line is, right? I just like no, I'm not scared of them. I think it's one of those things where like the Broncos, as we were kind of climbing back up to relevancy, like thinking like maybe the Broncos could be good this year. Like I heard a lot of talking heads on the shouty shows, and they'd say things like, "Well, this is the big boy division," like
Hmm.
they think they've got ambitions, but like this is Patrick Mahomes in this division, Justin Herbert's in this division. Okay, well the Broncos we won the division last year, like so.
Hmm.
Um, but I do think that now I kind of want to turn around and do the same thing to the Raiders, where I'm like, okay, guys, that's great. Like I think you're definitely going to be better, but this is a big boy division,
Can you
So
do it?
you
Can
might
you
be
do it
better,
in the
but like
AFC West?
so
Okay.
yeah, I think is it a step in the right direction? Of course, like
Hmm.
they should take Fernando Mendoza.
I
But
just
I will.
I find Mendoza interesting because if you squint, the the like elevator pitch actually sounds a lot like Bo Nix, and I haven't heard anyone talking about this, but hey, smart guy, started a lot, played a lot of games in college. Uh, arm concerns, very good processor. Also, you forget is a big guy and can scoot a little bit. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like both. That's
Yeah,
Mendoza and that's Bo Nix. And I don't know. I think it could end up being a very interesting rivalry between two very kind, very Christian guys that
yeah,
like I think could see. I think Bo Nix has like I think a lot of that pre-draft stuff has turned out to not be as accurate. So we'll see how it holds up to Mendoza. But
yeah,
um, I could see the way that they'll succeed in the NFL could end up looking very similar. Where with Bo Nix, it is it's efficiency, it's being smart, and then knowing when to use your legs. And I think
Yeah.
Mendoza is going to succeed in the same way. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see that. The last thing I want to do before we get out of here, Ian,
Okay.
uh, off the fly, I need you to do a tier ranking for all of the rounds of the NFL draft.
A tier
Okay.
ranking for all of the
So
rounds of
so
the
so
NFL draft. Okay.
we're gonna go 1 to 7.
Okay.
I need what tier is round 1 of the NFL draft?
Okay. So okay, I'm a little confused. So like, just
S
because I'm
A B
okay.
C, just
Okay. S
the
tier.
round.
So I can put multiple rounds in the same tier.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
I would say the S tier is the first 2 rounds. Like, let's not overcomplicate this. Okay. Like
Okay.
the first round, but here's the thing. For me, I would have like the second round is like right before the first. The first is going to be up
Okay.
there because like the pageantry of the first round of the NFL draft, you
Mhm.
cannot compare. The fact that my team doesn't have a first round pick and yet I'm every bit as psyched anyways to watch that first round and I'm going to be seated the entire time. I mean, come on, like it's and it any other pro sports league, I mean, the NFL's draft blows all the rest of them out of the water. Like, there's just no
Mhm.
comparison to me. I'm not saying those other ones are bad. I'm just saying nobody has turned it into a product like the NFL has, which
Mhm.
that's that's what the NFL does is turn things into products, right? Um, so that all that being said, like the first 2 rounds, the reason I put the second round as the ahead of it at the S tier is because I love my favorite thing is after the first round's over, going and looking at who's still left because you get
Mm.
all these different like dopamine hits of just like, oh, this guy's still there, like he was a first rounder in my book, so it almost feels even better, than like
Mm.
the like like picking a guy at like 35 who you were convinced should have been like a top 15 pick
Mhm.
is like an elite fit. It's like, oh my
It's
gosh, dude.
it's the
Like
number one
that's
corridor.
yeah.
Anywhere
Uh
between 30 and 50, every pick you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's so good."
Yeah. Whatever, like the next tier down, uh I would say um
This
I
is
would
where
say
I go round 4. I like round 4
so
because I think you
so,
still get good guys, but
so I
it
was gonna say I
feels
was gonna
late.
say I was gonna say 4 and 7 are in this next
Mhm.
tier. So the reason I'll address 7. 7 is so okay. No, actually, I'll do 4 first. So 4 is similar reasons to 2
Mhm.
because 4 is the first round of day 3. So you're
Mhm.
kind of getting that same idea of like, oh, yeah, like these guys are still available on day 3, like So there's kind of still a little bit of that dopamine. The reason that I like round 7 so much is because this is when things get wacky, and also like you just don't care any like every the rest of the draft you're kind of like chronically stressed about like I really need my team to address this position. Like you have a few guys in mind and you're watching Mel's best available
Best of
and you're sweating and you're like I hope that there's 5 teams in front of mine. I hope they don't take this guy. Once you get to the 7th round, you're just like, yeah, pick anybody and I'm going to be psyched about him. Oh, Caleb Lohner, who caught 4 passes and isn't actually a football player? Sure.
Sure.
That's great. I don't care. There's something to that.
Hey,
Just like, oh yeah,
post
it's
season inactive Caleb Lohner. Let's put respect on his name.
yeah, right, yeah. There's something to the levity of that. Just like, oh yeah, okay, this is the pressure's off a little bit. Uh, so yeah, I would say that next tier is probably 4 and 7. Um, I would say the tier behind that is 3 by itself. Okay.
Mm.
Um, the reason that 3 is by itself is because it's lower than these other ones because in round 3 you are pissed. Okay.
Mhm.
You're pissed because you're like, okay, like my team's first round pick wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I've kind of, I've talked myself into it a little bit. And now we're going into the second round. Um, and maybe this guy that I like here, maybe they're not taking him. Oh, and then you're just ticked about it. And then the third round, your team just does something random that like some position that's not dire and you're just like,
Mhm.
what? I feel like in the third round we're all pissed, but
Yeah, well, in the third round
still,
too, you're out of the big name prospects are gone.
but the
Second
thing
round, you're
is,
like, third
but
round,
the thing is,
it.
the third round can't be bottom tier because like you're still in it, right? Like you're
Yeah.
still invested. You're just pissed. Um, so and then I would say I would actually do that. So we have 5 and 6 left. I'd actually do them in 2 separate tiers too. So underneath 3, I'd put 6. The reason that I do 6 next is like you're getting close to like the territory of like, yeah, I just don't really care at this point,
Mhm.
and you've kind of entered like the realm of like anything you pick, any guy you pick that ends up being good, it's just like, oh, cool, like this was a 6 round pick. So it's easy to start talking yourself into the value of
I
something.
said
Um,
they're gonna talk about Tom Brady being a 6th round pick, and you're gonna get optimistic again. You're gonna be like, "That's right, we can.
oh man, you know what?
It can
I
still
wasn't even
happen."
thinking about that, but yes, that's absolutely true. Every year they're going to be like, who was picked in the 6th round? You
Hey,
know, um,
199 here. Who's
I
going
remember
199? It's the
they
Tom Brady
they
pick.
they, they show the photo of him with his shirt off, getting his
Yes,
height, weight, and
yes.
everything, and
They got the
they
film of him running
probably
that slow 40.
they probably like list all the other quarterbacks drafted, but like it's the one time a year you
Mm.
hear Giovanni Carmazzi, like, and that's true. That actually might bump it up a tier with 3. I might have to do that. You know what? Screw it. Let's bump it up with 3. It just got
Let's
called
do
up.
it. Let's do it.
Radio
Yeah.
Tech. Man, what can't he do? So then it means that round 5 is in a tier of its own, and that's a pretty simple explanation. That's because round 5 sucks.
Round
Round
five
5 is the
does
worst
suck.
round. Round 5, no, I don't fact check me on this. There has never been a good 5th round pick.
No,
Obviously,
you
country. Richard Sherman was a 5th round pick. Like, there's a lot of. Uh,
but you've
uh,
lost all interest. It's day 3. You had the excitement of round 4. What's going to happen? Maybe your team had a 4th round pick,
yeah,
and you got that. And then 5th round is, oh, I don't actually believe we're going to get anyone good. 5th round isn't impressive if they make it. That it
round
doesn't feel the
5.
same. And there's
Yeah,
still 4 hours of draft coverage left for you to slog through to get to the end. It's a tough beat.
round 5 is usually when, like, if you are feeling bad about the direction your team has gone in the draft, round 5 is usually when the GM is like, and now it's time for the dagger part. Like,
You will
now
let
it is
go of the
time
rope.
for a 27-year-old box safety that ran a 4.6 and is coming off an ACL. Like, you know, or now it's like, this is where we're going to go for our punter, you know,
Mm.
uh, even though there's that combine darling that you really liked that blew up the Senior Bowl. This is
I,
where we got to get our specialists.
I would say
Um,
this is where they take a guy at a position where the guy you want them to take is there, but they don't. It's a guy you've
or
never heard of.
or it's the opposite. It's a very household name who is way more talented than the 5th round, but he assaulted somebody, so you have to unravel that for you. You're like, great, like I can't even be psyched about this because he's a terrible person. Like, well, I fell all the way to the 5th round. Okay, listen, last year the reason the 5th round was bad was because this was the Shador round.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, like, I mean, I feel like I was pretty high on Shador. I feel like I was pretty fair. I'm not a Shador
Mhm.
fan, but I feel like I was fair evaluating him. I thought he was better than a 5th round pick at the time. But like Mel Kiper, like he was taking it as a personal attack that Shador. Bell, it's just like everybody's pissed in the 5th round, dude. It's a terrible round. It's terrible. I can already imagine what Denver's going to do in the 5th round this year. Sure as that heck ain't going to be Jaden Kennedy or whoever I put as uh, anyways, yeah, 5th round sucks. I think pretty much anyone would agree with that. It's the worst round of the
Yeah.
draft. But
That's good.
hey,
I think we did it correct because
yeah,
um I don't know if I would change anything from your list. Maybe I'm just too agreeable and my brain completely forgets any disagreement I had beforehand. But yeah, you just about have it. I was hoping to come in and give the hot take and say, hey, actually the best round is the 2nd round. That's my favorite round. But
yeah,
turns
it's the
out
best
I
round.
am one of the sheep. I am not the free thinker.
It's the best. The second round is the best round in terms of like the 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 meat and potatoes of what the draft is. Now, if we're talking
Mm,
about the draft as reality TV, how do you top round one? You know, but
yeah,
like for us real draft heads, round two is where it's at. I've also maybe I subconsciously am so hard on round five because isn't that where we took Montreal Washington was round five?
we did take Montreal
Because
Washington. That's
like
a fifth round
Russell
pick.
Wilson found some Samford YouTube highlights versus Florida and was telling what's his name, Dwayne Stoops,
Yeah.
our special teams coordinator, is like, I think he might be him. You know,
We gotta.
dude. What a bad pick.
Oh,
Oh
terrible stuff.
man,
All
dude,
right.
I absolute like Casey's gas station cashier is Montreal Washington. I'm sorry, man. I hated
Dude's
the
out
pick
here
at the
slinging
time.
breakfast pizza.
He's like, go ahead and put in your rewards. What's the phone number?
No, sir, we don't have tap yet. I know.
You
We
said,
don't have tap. You have
what'd
to.
you say? What'd you say? 20 on pump six? Yes, sir. Oh, no, yeah, horrible pick. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good little exercise. I've never thought to tier the draft rounds, but that was actually surprisingly functional.
No,
So.
yeah. Listen, sometimes you just gotta grip it and rip it with these segments. That was fun. I can't wait. We got the draft a week away. Let's let's talk about it in like June. Let's
Sounds great.
sounds good. We'll do a recap.
Immediate reactions.
I can't wait for it, but it's exciting. It is man, no longer the greatest time of year to be a Broncos fan because we are now big football season people, and
Indeed.
but it's a great time to be a football fan. I cannot wait. Ian, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the draft, enjoy the pageantry, enjoy me finding our outro music, and enjoy this song now that I have started it. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, everybody.